Hello there, Gia.
Hello, Keisha. How we doing tonight?
Doing okay. Doing much better, actually, COVID wise, I would say.
Good. Yeah, you sound like yourself again, not like Brenda
Yeah,
Vanderpump anymore.
that's too bad.
Somebody
Uh,
mentioned in a comment, and then I got thinking, like, what was her claim to fame? What
yeah.
was
What
she
was
just in
her?
a commercial? Is that how we knew her?
She must have been an actress in like some sort of movies or something. Let me see. Was she
I
related to somebody famous? Hmm.
riding their coattails or something. I
Maybe.
remember. I remember a Columbo episode with her.
Uh-huh.
I believe
Okay.
she was the killer, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. But I got thinking, like, why do we? What was her deal anyway? What's your
Yeah.
deal?
Stage, film, and television actress.
Sure.
One, she was nominated for an Academy Award, three Globes, four
Wow.
Primetime Emmys, and three Tony Award nominations.
Okay, she was
So
a big deal.
I guess so. Huh, okay. All righty. Um,
I have
Midnight
a feeling we
Cowboy.
were seeing. She was in Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd
Hmm.
have to see that again, and it was so depressing the first time that I don't know if I could take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think yeah, that's one of those once is enough. Oh, and she was
Oh,
also
yeah.
in something called Once is Not Enough. Um, Anywho, okay.
Anywho,
All
okay,
right.
well, we've
All right.
satisfied that itch.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Before we go on, I have to say, and I should have looked up her name before we started, but
Yeah.
somebody on our Facebook page uh, hooked me on to the
Oh,
Born
yeah.
on TV website.
Yeah.
Oh
Hmm.
my gosh, that's just too much fun for me. And
Are you like scurrying onto that every day now when you watch Hospital?
I went on today after I watched because I liked Tracy's sort of rap,
Yeah, her
sort of.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Or I don't know if it's a kimono or a wrap or what you call it officially, but it wasn't up yet. So it'll be interesting to see what the lag time is on an
Uh-huh.
outfit, you know.
Sure.
Um, but I can't afford anything. The only thing affordable, I only looked at
Hmm.
General Hospital. I haven't branched out to
Yeah.
other shows. But the
Yeah.
only thing affordable was Trina had an ensemble on the other day at the pool, a little like
Yeah, yeah, the macrame
70s
kind of or
inspired.
Afghan whatever shorts those things they had like
I
the
think they call
granny
it
square
crochet would be the,
crochet. Yeah,
yeah.
like an Afghan. Yeah, sorry.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and a little like eyelet sort of halter top kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
that I think might have been from Target or something. And those are the
Yeah.
only affordable items. The other items were
And
all,
and in a way I don't think you could afford to wear those.
oh, that outfit. Like I liked that outfit, but that's the kind of thing that somebody should stop me and say, you're almost a 60-year-old woman and you don't
Yeah.
need to be wearing crochet shorts and but I did like that little outfit. That
Yeah.
just remind me of my happy childhood when they showed that kind of
Uh-huh.
70s stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
if you had
was
a sick
really
childhood, that would suck, and then you'd be like, God,
sure.
maybe that's where
Right.
you are. I don't know. But
No. Oh God, I
but
don't know.
everything else, like I also like Maxie had on a yellow like kind of
Yeah,
floral
yeah,
wrap the other day. And I like that. And
right.
that was like $400 something dollars, I
I
think. I was
know.
like, are you serious? And
I know. I
so
was very surprised at how expensive some of that stuff was,
yeah.
and then I was trying to search my mind to think about the outfits that I had identified as coming from the fashion college because I
Oh, right.
know
We should pay
you
attention to
know
that. Yep.
there were
Yeah.
some outfits that were awful, and you kind of wonder, are those because I think all along we've been thinking, or at least I have, that their clothing budget is very small.
But apparently not.
Apparently
Unless
not.
these
I don't
are
know how it
all,
works on loan or something.
yeah, right. Are they giving them to the shows for free for exposure, knowing
I
that
don't know.
weirdos like us will look these
Yeah.
up and
Yeah, I don't know. This is
oh,
we might have our friend Adam on sometime in the future again. I don't for anyone who remembers, he's in the TV world. Maybe he could tell us. Maybe he would have an idea about this, how this sort of thing works.
I also wonder if the actors are allowed to keep any of their wardrobes, because they might get kind of attached to some of these items.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know, Gia. I don't know.
I also love, though, like, I don't know if you noticed, but at the bottom, you can scroll through and they have the little, like, profile pics of the actors. And they have, they have, like, original Molly. And, like, it's not just current people. Like, you can go way back.
Yeah.
And so I found myself thinking, like, who should I be? I love Ava and Ava's style, but is that the best look for me? Like, who should I be fashioning myself after as one of the characters? Like, who? Right. Who should be my role model in the fashion sense?
Do you want me to try to answer that for you?
Yeah. Are you going to say something mean?
No, but I imagine if I ask you the same question. Get out of my head.
All right, well, now I don't know which guy you think I should be.
No. Actually, I was thinking, like, maybe Maxie, like, because I think that yellow thing, that would be something that would seem sort of your style.
Yeah, I would wear that. It probably would look crap on me, but
yeah. And actually, some of Ava's blouses that were no longer available, I looked up. I looked up the I guess it's the shop. I don't know if it was a designer, but it's an online store. And I looked at some similar blouses, and those were pretty affordable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I looked back to one that we both had commented on that was kind of a bright green and pink sort of watercolor looking.
Yeah.
That was no longer available, but
and
that pink dress that Christina wore to the wedding, I thought so perfect for you. And
I didn't check on that one.
Like, I love the way, like, Trina dresses, but that's not how I, as a terribly mature woman, should dress.
Terribly.
So you think, like, you think, okay, there's stuff you like, and then there's, like, how you should be dressing.
Right.
Like, which character is more like I should be dressing? Like Tracy, maybe?
Well, yeah, I'm wondering, like, so who is our age on the show? Is Laura?
Like Tracy, Laura, maybe?
I think Tracy's, like, 76, didn't I say?
Oh, right. She's older than she looks, right? Okay. Yeah. So, maybe Laura. Lucy? Lucy's probably close to our vintage.
Our vintage. Is that what we're saying these days? Okay,
Felicia?
Laura.
Is Felicia like
Felicia, maybe. Laura is 62.
Well, that's close to you.
I knew you were going to say it like that. Finola Hughes is 64.
Okay. So they're a little older than I realized. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, but look younger.
They all look better than me. I don't know how that's happening. They have teams of people.
Yeah, Ava's only teams. We would need teams. They probably have just one person. Ava is 52.
Oh, okay. So
she's
a little younger. A youngster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I can't remember the name of the person that recommended that website, but thank you so much. I've wasted a lot more time out of my life messing with that.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
I know. You really, that must have been very exciting for you to.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it'd be so easy. I thought we'd have to go on to some obscure, like, General Hospital kind of site to find stuff.
Right, yeah.
And I haven't even branched out. Like, you can look up any show, and it was so if you're watching TV and you like an outfit, you could be like, I want that. And
yeah, that's true. Her name was Elizabeth, who recommended the website.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes. And we're going to talk about Elizabeth today.
Yeah, we are. Believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not, we're going to get to the actual story pretty soon.
Our story. Okay. Should we dive in?
I guess so. I have one. Well, can I give one more frivolous comment before we get rolling? Because I'll forget.
Okay, go ahead.
shout out to the hairdressers today. Everybody's hair looked fabulous.
Okay. Yep. And
Michael had gotten a fresh haircut, and he looked way better.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Dex might have had a trim and some highlights.
Okay.
Willow had that, I like Willow's hair the way they had it today. I don't like it when they curl her hair.
Yeah.
She can do that fabulous, I believe it's called a bob.
Okay.
And she has it exact, it looks like they've cut the end of her hair with a razor's edge. It's the perfect.
Yeah.
And it just swings above her shoulder. It's just perfect.
And sorry, go ahead.
I guess you can talk. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, I was going to say, I do like Nina's hair curled. I thought it looked
That's what I was going to say.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was, it's a simple outfit, but it's really working for her, isn't it?
Yeah. So, So I just thought that they really outdid themselves today with the hair, and everybody was looking pretty good. Good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now we can talk about plot and character and
okay. Where would you like to begin? There is a bit to talk about, I guess, huh?
Well, the biggie, the overriding thing, I think, is the Finn storyline, and that's sort of rippling, having the ripple effect with lots of other characters.
Yes.
And we had him both Friday and today.
With his, and I guess she wasn't a whore. was she just a gal at the bar?
How do you figure that she wasn't a whore? I think everything points to the fact that she was, in fact.
I thought so too, but did she leave without getting paid?
Yeah.
And is that why she was mad?
Is that how you define, you have to actually receive the money? She might have been playing the long game, just getting her hooks in a doctor. She seemed to be pretty excited about the whole doctor thing.
Yeah, it's funny. I guess it's good that whole scene was interrupted by Elizabeth and then Jason, because we don't know, I guess, what the long game was or whatever the game was with Barb. But
she might. We don't know if we've seen the last of her. But,
in fact, I don't think we have, because it seems like her name has popped up, in the name of the actress, as if she's gonna show up again or something.
Oh, really? Like you saw headlines or something. I like that they named her Barb, which is so not.
Well, it's
Barb,
kind of
Barb the barfly.
Are all whores named Barb? Because Bobby is Barbara Jean.
Oh, right. Wasn't your mother Barb?
Yes. As far as I know, she was not a whore. But we do wonder if one of my brothers is actually the son of her tennis pro. And that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, I'm trying to think which one looks a little bit different in the fam.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's your favorite.
Really? You think that? Yeah. No, he looks exactly like all your other brothers.
All right. Well, we won't get into it now.
All right. Well, that is rich. That's a rich topic.
we have enough of a soap opera to talk about here.
We have somebody in the family that we found out later was actually the offspring of the town doctor. And I thought, that's interesting.
Of the town. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's actually a show called Offspring, and that's part of the one of the storylines.
Was the town doctor was fathering children with
doing one child,
thorough exams?
Yeah, something like that.
But all the people are involved are gone, so you don't know the stories.
Right.
Wow, every family's got a little dirt, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's true, isn't it?
Anyway, back to Barb on General Hospital. I liked her.
Of course. Of course. I mean, sure. she was into it, but I thought, like, I kept thinking like Finn is going to throw up in her mouth. I just couldn't see Finn having any attraction to her at all, no matter how much he's trying to destroy his life. It just didn't seem like he could.
Attraction is maybe not the right term for what was happening there. I mean, he's just one of those self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
He thinks he's shit, and so he's turning himself into shit. And
yeah, and nothing personal against Barb. I'm not saying she's not attractive, but just like for Finn, that doesn't seem like somebody, like just even going to a bar and hooking up with someone seems so not what he's all about,
Right. I think you're having trouble with the concept of Finn and alcoholism, and he's not trying to actually engage in a
make good decisions
right now. He's trying to implode and explode his whole existence. He's trying to break up with Elizabeth. He's trying to prove that he's an absolute.
Yes, exactly.
And he's succeeding.
He's succeeded in every column. Check.
I thought Barb, though, did almost have a tender moment with Finn when he indicated something about I don't know what he said, if he said he was in pain or didn't feel great or something like that, and she kissed him and said something about, didn't that feel better or whatever, and I thought that was like an almost tender moment. There may have been a price tag attached, of course.
Yes
but still, providing a service.
Right
I don't know, I liked her. I thought she did a pretty fun job.
Well, what I was thinking watching that scene, I was saying, man, it would be fun to play a soap opera whore, like if they had a contest to win that. Whore.
And I would prefer it if you pronounced it that way as well.
Whore. That's how my brother pronounces it.
Which brother? My favorite brother?
No. Different brother. But wouldn't that be fun? I mean, that would be like if they had a contest to just play that part, that would be just awesome, I think.
Yeah, and they were just listed as like, floozy.
Yeah, floozy number 14.
Yeah. But and I actually thought Finn did a good job of acting out of it and drunk, and I believed that he was drunk, and
I believed he was going to throw up in her mouth. I was afraid
if
for her.
You consume the number of shots, I think they are misleading people that don't drink, and if they're children watching or whatever, about how much alcohol a person can consume before they kill themselves.
Right.
If you do that many shots, how many shots do you think they implied they were doing at the bar before taking home an entire bottle?
It seemed like at least 6, or I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's a guy, so he's bigger or whatever, but
but he hasn't been drinking in a while.
And he hasn't been drinking. Yeah, you'd be just blackout, falling down, comatose.
Yeah.
Throwing him back like that, and then they show him did they drink the whole next bottle too? I can't even remember.
I don't think so. I think there was something left in it, because I was kind of wondering if Elizabeth was gonna grab that.
Take it. Yeah. She should have said, "Oh, pretty bottle. Thanks." I was worried he was going to choke on the keys that she put in the glass.
That would have been awkward.
Yeah. But I know I complained before because I was saying that they didn't show him drinking enough.
Right, and now
they didn't
too
show
much.
That now. But I think they always overdo the point of somebody.
Yeah.
You don't have to toss them back that much to
No, that's true.
Be drunk. But.
Right.
Anyway, so that was both days. That was happening both days, and then we have the big. What do you think about what's happening with Chase and Brook Lynn and their intervention and their taking away of Violet and all that razzmatazz. Go.
Thank you. Well, I thought that the two of them plus Tracy, I enjoyed that dynamic. I liked Tracy as sort of their voice of reason and experience, and
Yeah.
it was funny how sort of naive and innocent Chase came off, I thought.
Yeah.
But then he said also that he's seen a lot of this in his police work, so on the other hand, he does, see stuff. But I thought Tracy did a really good job of kind of, helping them see sort of the pitfalls and, how it might not go the way they see it in their minds. And she did look very attractive also.
She did. She's always very, she's the epitome of put together.
Yeah, always. And this Tracy without the coat of armor, is very, very enjoyable, I think.
That's a good way to put it. Coat of armor. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, I pictured an armadillo just briefly.
Fair enough. Thank you. But I don't know if they're planning. I feel like, so many things could go wrong even before they get to Finn, right? I mean,
yeah, it'll backfire in a million ways. I'm sure.
Right.
I think it's noble of them.
Right.
But it just makes me, and this is irrational, and it's a good thing that I don't have this going on in my family because I'd be the worst help in the world. But I just am so angry at Finn.
Yeah.
For taking up all the air in the room.
Yeah.
Basically, when it comes to, so everyone lost Gregory. But Finn's the one who's, spinning out of control. So nobody else gets to grieve properly because you got to take care of Finn now.
Yeah. And it seemed like Chase said something to that effect, right? I mean, he's kind of struggling with trying not to be so angry with him also, knowing, but yeah. And it is impossible not to be angry with him. I think
I can see how families get fed up with addict relatives, whether they love them or not, and just have to cut them off and not, it would be all consuming to have to deal with that all the time.
It would. And
it just, I don't know, even if you love them terribly, it's got to change how you view them.
Yep.
No.
Because no matter how hard, it seems like no matter how hard you try or how sincere your effort, it might not make any difference,
Right, exactly. And it puts you in caretaker mode, which means, especially for somebody that's involved romantically with them, then you're not equals, you don't want to be the caretaker of that person.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's just when you've said such poisonous things to each other, you can still love them, but you can be like, okay, all done with that, not gonna, not gonna open myself up to that anymore.
No. And I thought it was one of those moments where she was feeling that too, was when he told her how he'd stood by her through all of her shit, and it's like,
that
whoa.
Was really super shitty thing to say.
Yeah. Because that was completely different. I mean, she was sort of a victim of her parents, right? And all of the things they've done to mess with her head. So,
I mean, I don't know. I guess somebody could argue well, he's not choosing to be an addict. It is a disease. I get that. But it just by the same token, it's like she can try to get him help. She can do everything she could to try and line him up with help, get a support group going for him, help, get an intervention. And I would still totally feel like she should not be involved with him anymore. Like she can
Yeah.
love him from afar and want the best for him and still be like, no, we are so done,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and I think that would be the right thing because
Yeah, I do
he
too.
he crossed some lines, I think.
I agree. And I think that's where she is too. I think she doesn't feel like she can go back.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so. And when Finn went through like the whole montage of all of
Oh
their,
yeah.
romantic moments, it was like, there's not much here, not much here to
Well,
get
isn't it
excited
funny?
about.
I've been all along like a cheerleader for them to break up.
Right,
But then
right.
when the montage came on, I was like, oh, actually, they really did have some tender moments. But then, and I was like, I'm going to have to eat my words. But then they got to the maple syrup trip.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
oh, right. This is
yeah.
how stupid this whole thing was. They were like sexy washing their hands together and,
Yeah, they didn't. They
tapping the
were
trees at
best
the
when they
wrong
were
time of
just kind of
year.
comfortable with each other and without like laying on the romance stuff so thick, But they didn't have
Yeah.
more than a
Yeah.
few like moments like that, So
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway,
Anywho,
yeah.
what did you think about the Jason component
Well,
there?
I enjoyed that very much.
Well, what you mean? What did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the potential of Elizabeth and Jason rekindling a romance? Is that what was enjoyable for you?
I did enjoy that. I would be very much open to that possibility.
Okay.
And I also enjoyed the fact that Jake called him, because I know that
Okay.
must have been hard for Jake because he's trying to hold this grudge right against Jason
Sure.
forever.
Right. Yeah.
But I also just like Jason and Elizabeth hanging out at the pool.
Yeah, that was kind of nice. I mean, that's like Jason of old, like the Jason that
Yeah,
is just a
yeah,
non-judgmental,
exactly. Yeah,
like friend, like who
yeah.
just like let you be totally yourself. And
And you can rely on him. Like, just imagine
right.
having someone you can just, have that call made and they're there doing whatever you
Yeah.
need.
Did you hear the Stone song in your head when he came on though? That night I will be a knight in shining armor.
I did not hear that
No.
song. No, Gia. No.
Speaking
I'm
of
sorry.
like heading off into songs in your head,
Yeah.
you gave me that Ricky Lee Jones autobiography,
Yeah.
and I've been just positively under its spell. I finished it a few days ago.
Yeah.
And the poor old man has had to endure a lot of stories about it. And then I watched an entire, like, really warpy YouTube concert from, I don't know, 78 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's had to, like, re-listen to a lot of
He's
stuff.
been
And
taken back into Ricky Lee Jones land.
yeah, I mean, he likes Ricky Lee Jones, but he didn't
Sure.
need to hear all the stuff. So
No.
anyway, thank you. I enjoyed it
Oh,
thoroughly.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
It got me. She had quite a hard upbringing, like kind of pretty much left home at 14, like off and on, but basically was headed out, on her own at 14, and also like had a hard time at school and didn't read well, all this stuff. And it had me thinking about art. Like, does art get made more by people that have like outside voices that are trying to prove something to the world? Is it a matter of the misfits that trying to like show something?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there seems like there's plenty of people who fit that category.
And is that where we come in?
Oh, well, we are misfits, I think.
Yeah, and we're trying to prove stuff, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
trying to prove that we can talk about a soap opera.
Yeah, that like you can't beat us down, Like,
yeah, just try. Try.
No, I just thought she was so like she describes her upbringing like all the feelings we all have about like oh nobody likes me and you know and I don't fit anywhere and all these cliques and then emerges as the absolute epitome of what it is to be cool. You know, the Duchess of Coolsville.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I thought, isn't that something to you know?
Yeah,
I feel like we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry you had to hear that, everyone.
And I don't know what percentage of our listening audience would be Ricky Lee Jones fans or be like,
yeah,
ooh, you know, I don't know, but I've always loved her, and I kind of realized like I thought I was coming into her music from way far behind, but I was actually not too many years behind on everything, you know.
Yeah,
like, I was sort of current.
Did they talk about her drinking in that book very much?
Drinking and the heroin. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I remember I saw her in concert once in college and she had a bottle of like Jack Daniels on the stage. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She had some issues. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was she snockered? Did it affect the performance?
She might have swayed a little bit, but still good.
You're familiar with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, still it was awesome to see her.
Speaking of addiction, this is still related because we're talking about Finn, but I I tried some of those lit seltzers this weekend. You're familiar with those?
Lit seltzers?
Yeah, they have whatever the component of weed in them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have, okay, yeah, and?
Nothing. I'm impervious. I drank 2 in a row. I was like, I got nothing. I was like, let me stand up. And I'm like, nope, I'm fine. Like I had I was pretty bummed. I mean, they were flavorful.
Yeah. Were they supposed to affect you in some way? Were you supposed to feel like a buzz or something?
Wouldn't you? Like, otherwise, why would you put weed in it? Like,
I don't know. I thought maybe it was like a CBD oil, kind of like a medicinal sort of a weed-ish thing. No.
I don't know. I guess I should look up like what the goal is. I'm assuming that you.
We are uniquely qualified to talk about a medical drama.
Anyway, but the old man had tried one a few weeks ago, and he was quite affected and didn't like it. Like it made him kind of anxious and yucky feeling. And I was like, so I thought, well, I'm going to try it, and I had no response. I mean, it has like 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sugar, so like you're not getting anything bad. But
right,
I was hoping to get a little trippy, you know, and
a little trippy, yeah.
Or just to take. I just want to take the edge off, man. You
know? I know. This is hard. What we're doing here.
Anyway, okay. Now we can circle back to. Do you want to circle back and talk around? Well, who else? What other characters did we have going on? We had a lot of Joss and Dex kind of making their way back to each other.
Yeah, that was fine with me. That was sweet, I thought.
Yeah.
Let's
I guess
see.
The elephant in the room, you know.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
Yeah. You know. Drew, for God's sake.
I know. I didn't want to say it.
You didn't want to. You're just leaving dead air here, lady.
Well, all right. First of all, what is this guy doing, hanging out at the pool all by himself?
He's being a creep. He's being an absolute creep.
Like he has a daughter. Couldn't he at least pretend that he's there with his daughter? You know,
he's so good with kids. Oh my gosh.
Except his own.
I was like, you're creeping me out so much.
And Willow, like they're laying it on so thick. The way
what are they trying to do to us? What are they doing? Do they know we despise this?
I think they do. How could they not? But yeah, like, man, that guy hanging. I just like, who is this business executive who's about to run for public office, just dangling his legs in the pool, with Wiley?
I didn't
Jesus.
know where you were going with that. Yeah, it was super creepy, and Willow is creeping me out now too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like saying, Michael, wake up, Michael, come on. Like,
did you feel like something was going on in Michael's noggin when she was saying that, what changed her opinion of Nina was Drew? It seemed like he was starting to try to like figure out, like, or trying to like imagine, like, okay, so what's the math here? Does he?
Sorry, also just the like, what father wants to hear that his son idolizes this other guy?
Yeah, exactly. I know that's no good either.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of rude of her to, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's where they're going with this.
Maybe. But also it seemed like Michael, when he said, I've been to prison, it's like, yeah, he would know better than anyone else how bitter and angry you'd be at the person who sent you to prison. So
right.
I was wondering if he thought, maybe in his head somewhere he's thinking Drew, maybe he's playing the long game in getting revenge against Nina. But
I think you play a lot longer game in your head than the writers do. And I think you give them a lot more credit than you should for these longer plot lines.
Maybe I don't know, Gia, but yeah, I mean, maybe.
I wish you were writing for them, because some of these things would be interesting.
I wish we were both writing for them, because I think the show would be just definitely weird.
It'd be really different. Really different.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, and this is never going to happen, but it would be cool for me if this was really like a medical drama, like if we were learning about medicine among all these other stories,
a product. We learned about a helpful product.
What was that?
What was that pool thing? Derma pool or something.
Derma pool, yeah.
Have you Googled that? Like, is that a real product? I'm wondering.
I didn't Google that yet. I also thought it was funny when Dex and Gio were plugging the basketball.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs. I thought, isn't that hysterical? I was wishing Brick would walk in and, like,
that would have been perfect.
So aware.
Yeah,
it would have been hysterical.
That would have been perfect. Because as it was, I thought, man, even like when they're plugging basketball, it seems like it's so like artificial, like these two guys can't talk about basketball naturally,
Yeah, well, I was waiting for him to mention the actual teams, which they didn't go that far.
I guess they couldn't, right? Because at the time they wouldn't have known who was going to be playing.
Oh, probably not. They could have made a good prediction, though. It was going to be the Celtics and somebody else. I forgot that's filming ahead, but yeah, I thought, wouldn't it have been funny if they would have said, kept going like at 7:00. I hear it's 7:00 on ABC,
and have that basketball bounce across the pool, like
Yeah. Well, former like soaps in the old days like got their name Soap because they were advertising this, it'd be funny if they went back to that kind of like product placement. And
I know every now and then they do, and it feels so forced. It feels like they resist it, instead of really trying to incorporate stuff. So I don't know. But
that was funny. I did notice that the old man was not watching that day.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, he would have enjoyed that.
He did. He has been enjoying the playoffs very much.
Yeah, sure he has. Yeah. That's good. Getting back to our friend Drew, when he was with Nina, what was the timeline there? This was after the pool scene. So yeah. Nina was back up in her office with Maxie. Poor Maxie.
Trying to get out.
Yeah. And then Drew comes in all hot under the collar.
Yeah, you knew where that scene was going.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Rug
I do
burns.
like I like Maxie with anybody, but I do like
Yeah.
Maxie and Nina together because they both
Yeah.
have such great sort of comic delivery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
they can kind of work those angles. Like Lucy's funny too, but Lucy is abrasive. You know that
Mhm.
they've made
Yeah.
that character not likable anymore, I think.
Right, right. Like I feel like Maxie and Nina, in spite of whatever they're talking about or fighting about, they still have a mutual sort of respect for each other.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, Nina's a hot mess, but
Yeah.
she's still likable. You know,
Yeah.
like you can kind of identify with her.
Hmm.
And she's just so funny, like getting flustered over Drew's 6-pack or 12-pack. And then I got thinking, is it a 12-pack? Or is it a 6-pack? Don't you call it a 6-pack?
Usually it's a 6-pack. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, why was she calling it a 12-pack?
I think Maxie was making the point that he's even more ripped than most guys.
Oh,
with
or did she mean
6-pack.
he's deformed? Like maybe he's deformed.
Let's go with that. Yeah. Yeah. He's deformed. He's hideous. He's a circus freak.
But yeah, like what the hell? And he has to go around so then he's just doing this tour where he's telling everybody that he's
Yeah.
going to be a politician. Like so then he
And
talks
then
to Curtis and
yeah. And then it's like he just wants them to tell him all the reasons why he'd be so good at it, you know?
Yeah, it's like a little like just stroke me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, that guy.
That's what Nina's doing. Yeah.
I can't believe how much Drew we're getting now, you know?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Do the writers are they demonic? Like is it like they read all the bad comments about how much people are not liking this character of Drew. Not the actor. The actor's good. He's doing a good job. But what they've done to this character, and so they're just going to shove him down our throats, you know?
Yeah. Hey, what if one star is a writer for the show?
Oh, well, that would explain quite a lot.
Is her way to get even with us?
Is that what you think what they're doing? They're like, oh my God, these two old ladies will not shut up. Show them.
I'll make them talk about General Hospital.
Yeah. Pull us around. No.
Yeah. I don't know.
Our brilliance lies, you know, sort of in between the lines, I think. It's a theory. It's more ethereal. It's, you know, it can't be pinned down with just mere plot lines. And
that was fantastic, Gia.
Thanks.
Nobody believed it, but I thought it was fantastic. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. People getting off the subject is like more interesting frequently than the subject. So
yeah. And we wouldn't get off the subject if we hadn't been triggered by something within the subject, I guess.
Right. We get triggered all the time. I was thinking about another phrase, and I think I'm going to use it wrong. Initially, I thought I should say on today's podcast that the writers really have a hard-on for Drew. And then I thought, because you know how I like using that phrase.
I know, your old cop lingo.
Yeah, that's like classic Sipowicz. But
but wasn't it like negative?
But yeah, it's negative, isn't it? So you can't that's not the proper way to use it.
Although it seems like they're using it wrong, because it does seem like it should be like a positive.
If somebody has a hard on for something, then they like something about it.
Oh, I don't know how
would be so proud of us.
A lot of head shaking. A lot of head shaking.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Anyway, but I did wonder, I thought, are they unaware of I don't know. I think there are some people out there that do like the character of Drew and you know, I don't know, don't have the sort of vomit reaction that we have. But I feel like I read a lot more negative stuff from people than positive.
Yeah, and you know, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it makes me ponder what the hell the writers are up to when they shove his storyline down our throats like this.
Right. This would have been a good day to go back to your system of picking a word to describe some of these scenes,
Oh, you mean the reaction, whether it's like vomit,
pants feeling, or vomit,
sparkle pony, or did we come up with
pony? A fourth? Well, the fourth, as far as I was thinking, pikeman. That means
pikeman. Yeah, like we're confused.
Yeah, we're not interested.
It's too complicated. Therefore. Right.
Therefore, we can't be interested.
But that being said, with all my negative stuff about Drew, I'm on board with the he and Nina storyline because it's so yucky and messy, and
it really is. And it is making me think if he is trying to somehow destroy her, this flirtation with Willow, I don't know, Gia.
Can you see her? Can you just see her face when she walks in on Drew?
Man.
Ravishing Willow.
Oh God. I don't know if I could bear that. I don't know. And Michael, and sheesh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That would make allies of Michael and Nina for once and for all, though, wouldn't it?
How would he not kill Drew? How would he not kill that fella,
But I do have to wonder if that's not where they're headed, though, with this. I mean, Willow just, worships him. It's sick.
It is. It is sick. And she is behaving exactly like someone who's got a massive crush on this.
Yeah. I know.
She really is.
He's so good with kids, and I'm like creep factor to the nth degree. The guy at the pool and the throwing your kid around and I actually felt bad for Wiley.
I didn't feel bad for Wiley.
You didn't go that far.
No. I'm just kidding. Wiley does seem to be a good swimmer, though. I respect that.
He does, yeah. And I actually thought he was kind of funny with Nina, when he, I forget what he said, but he did, at the end of some line, he was like, yeah! I was like, oh, that's so kid-like. That was real,
Yeah.
And I just love her, sort of the frenzied look she gets in her eyes when she's with them. She's like this gaping maw of need, and she's trying so hard to contain herself.
Yeah, I can't let him see.
Yeah, I can't let him see all this. Yeah. Yeah, she's manic. She gets kind of manic.
She does get a little manic. Yeah, poor Nina.
I like that about her.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it was a good couple days, I guess I'd say.
I guess so. I mean, we've set some new things in motion a little bit, and then we still have plenty to get back to, I think, with some of the other characters that we haven't seen lately.
Well, and we also got Geo. We had a little Geo action.
Yeah, Geo seems very likable, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He's always got a smile on his face.
He's got nice teeth. He's got good teenage boy hair. I wasn't getting any Spencer vibe like Trina did. Did you?
Well, just when he was coming out of the water that other day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see why she was
confused. A pants feeling. Were you having just a pants feeling? Or sparkle pony? And those can overlap.
The nuances.
Pants feeling can induce a sparkle pony.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
I think that would be more likely for me. I would get the sparkle pony and then be like, oh, what's that? That's a pants feeling.
My. Anyway,
a pikeman would never lead to a pants feeling.
It sounds like a pants feeling, though.
It does kind of. It sounds like having a hard-on for something.
Yeah, a pikeman.
I think the Elizabeth Jason scene. Woodcock Johnson. Okay.
We talked about that, haven't we?
I think so, but I can't remember why.
It's like a diagnostic test that they use in
Oh,
special
yeah.
education.
That's right.
It's actually called the Woodcock Johnson. And I was new to working in the field of special ed, and I was at a meeting.
Oh, right.
Somebody said, well, have you looked at their Woodcock Johnson? And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Nobody thought to rename this puppy, you know.
Oh, God.
This is why I didn't rise to the top
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
And I was like, oh, this is not my audience, you know. I
It must have been so hard.
But I mean, seriously, like what? Anyway,
yeah, I don't know.
I think they probably still use that test.
I'm sure they do, Gia. I'm sure they do.
Anyway, so Gio, so we got Gio on board, and I guess it's good to have Trina have something going on.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it would be a little eerie probably if she just, moved to Gio, especially since in her mind he did look a little bit like Spencer. But
yeah, I guess
maybe
so.
just as friends, or just some sort of I don't know. It'll at least help round out their group, like instead of her being the third wheel, with Dex and Joss.
It'd be fun if they superimpose Spencer's face, like whenever they show Gio, like have her looking at him and have Spencer's face be there.
Yeah. Or maybe he could, she could ask him to recite, things in Latin or something, just to keep Spencer alive.
Right. Well, I can see that maybe the connection, because he's going to seem more cultured and worldly, being a first chair violinist and all that.
Sure. Yeah, and we haven't seen Ace at all, have we? Because she was going to help out with Ace.
Yeah,
so that's
slacking.
Yeah, but now that she's mad at Laura, who knows where that plan will go?
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we should shut up because we don't want to be into the hour.
I know. I just wanted to say though, before we leave, we didn't acknowledge the daytime Emmys at all.
I saw that went by, and how did we let that happen? Good job, boss.
I didn't notice it was on until that night, and I'm guessing I'm going to blame my COVID. I don't know, but I'd been seeing little announcements about who was going to present awards and stuff, but I wasn't really putting it together that the show was going to be on soon.
Yeah, well, it's probably on Hulu. Did it get put on Hulu?
I don't know, because I think it was on CBS. I don't know if CBS shares much with Hulu. But, and I was going to tell you it was on, but I thought Justice probably wouldn't thank me for that.
Too into it? No, probably not.
I don't know. But I had it on in the background. And what's his name? Marshall won again. What's
the deal?
I don't know. And this time I thought it didn't seem like it was as earned. I don't know.
Not that he didn't do a good job of what he's done, but he hasn't had much going on lately.
No, he hasn't. And then they got the writing award, and I was trying to figure out which writers would have been.
Right. Yeah.
So that seemed like a little. I don't know. The Hospital did really well. They won the soap of for the year.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, but Ava wasn't nominated, and what is the deal? They have to nominate themselves or something? Is that how it works?
Yeah, there was some weird. Yeah, we read about that.
So I don't even know if I think this is a legitimate process. I'm not sure.
Yeah, right.
Because she seems pretty low key in real life.
Yeah, so she may just not want to put her name out there.
Yeah, but she definitely has given some great performances. Both Nina and Carly were nominated, but the person who beat them was Michelle Stafford, who had played Nina originally and is back to being Phyllis, on her show. So, that was
Well,
good. She's good. You know, whatever she's doing, she's good.
Yep. All right. Well,
But
I'm sorry I missed it.
anyway.
I'm a slacker, I guess. Sorry.
Well, I didn't know if people would be disappointed that we weren't, you know, providing our
Yeah,
feedback on the
I was out of
awards.
it, I guess. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
downstairs at Danny's All-Star Joint. Yes.
Got a jukebox. Doink,
Goes
doink,
doink,
doink.
doink. Yep.
Oh, so anyway.
Okay.
Anyway. All right.
Anywho, thanks to everybody who's listening, and we'll
Yes, thank you.
catch up in a few days.
Yes. Yeah, I guess we will, won't we? Today's just Monday. Okay,
Yep.
Gia. Have
And
a good night.
you too. Keep getting better.
Thanks, Gia. I'm feeling much, much better. Thank you.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
See ya.